my Lego peoples down on the bricks here. I hope you're doing well today, and thank you for checking out this video. My reveal of my Wolfden tower. Of course, this is just a modification of the fantastic Lego Ideas Dungeons and Dragons set 21348. And as I mentioned in the lead up videos to this reveal, I wasn't going to steer too far away from the original build, but as you can see, there's a couple of major differences with this set, but there's lots of little ones as well, and we're going to go through all those in this video. But first, my decision to go with my Wolfden tower instead of a armory tower, using these fantastic knights made up of the CMFs, the Dungeons & Dragons CMF character. Basically, it just came down to the timing of the release of the Wolfpack Beastmaster CMF. That is such an awesome CMF, and I managed to get my hands on a few, and to turn it into a Wolfden, it just made perfect sense. So that's why I went with that decision. Now, of course, one of the driving factors for me was to tie this into some other Lego builds like the Lion Knight's Castle and the Medieval Village. So I have taken ideas from those sets and incorporated it into this build. But let's jump in now, take a closer look. So starting around the back here, not a lot of differences here to the original build. It's more or less just the removal of a lot of pieces that were in the original set. Of course, turning the dungeon into a Wolfden. And there's a few changes on this battlement wall here. Down the side here, that was where that leaf piece is. That was a entrance down into this section here. I have bricked all that off, so it's no longer an entrance through there. I did take the axe that was above the door, took that away as well. Changed out a few of the colors, but yeah, not too many differences there. As you come up to the tower, there's a few changes here. Of course, this was the original design from the set, and I just copied that up on the second level as well. I really like that. On this side here, probably, and it's still all modular as well, so just got to be a little bit careful as I move it around here that doesn't come apart. So yeah, it's all still modular. Again, I've just taken some of the other pieces away and I've added in more fern pieces here. Changed out this plate. This was a green plate before, just made it dark tan just so it tied in with the colors a bit more. Bit of a change here. This was a ruined entrance, so I guess it was more of a regular archway. While we're here, we'll just have a quick look up the side of the tower wall. And as we come around the front, one of the changes I did decide to do was to remove all the blue plates, all the water plates from around the build, and just make it regular landscape. I did extend this section out one more stud. It was very narrow along the front of the building here, so I did add one more stud just to give it a little bit more depth, and just so I could have characters walking along the front here, or in this case a wolf. And I just swapped all those plates out for dark tan and green plates right around this side here. Few cosmetic changes with the landscaping here, more or less just using the parts from the build. One of my objectives was not to use too many new parts, was to try and just reuse a lot of parts from the build itself. And I guess one of the other major changes here is this tree. Now, I had a very different idea for this tree, and as I started to build the tree design that I had in my head, it just turned out that it was far too big than what this tree actually needed to be, and it had a lot of pieces hanging down and was just going to cover up this front a little bit too much. So decided to go back to the drawing board, have a look at the original parts that came with the set for the tree, and use those and just create a different tree from the parts provided. Of course, I have added some more parts here. I've got a few more branches in there and some more foliage as well, just to fill the tree out a lot more, and yeah, I think that tree's come out a treat. And you still have access up around. Can I get down there to the stairs around the back? Very steep stairs, but it's hard to get the camera around there, and with light, there we go. So you can still get access around up onto this level, and of course there is some changes here. So this was ruins before and broken away, so I've tidied it all up and put some more pieces in there just to fill it out some. Change that battlement along the back a little bit as well, and then in this section here I have widened it another 2 studs as well, so it still separates, it still comes apart down the middle. Actually, I can probably just show you that. If I sort of pull that away like that, you can see it still comes away, but I just wanted to have a little bit more room to play with to be able to set up some minifigs. So on to the couple of major changes, I guess, and the first one would be the roof to the inn, and it was probably the thing I was looking forward to the most, changing out all that, and the tower, I guess. But yeah, I just think this looks lots better than the original design. The original colors, didn't really like that, and just to help tie this into the other builds, like I said, the Lion Knight's Castle and the Medieval Village, to go with a thatched roof. So this was a lot of fun. It's actually quite a difficult thing to do, these thatched roofs, the way you have to try and design it to get the right slope, and especially with this one to have the 2 different sections of the roof. And as you can see, I've sort of just left that stud along the back, but when you're sort of looking at it, I think it sort of blends in nicely together. Extended it out past the chimney as well. And then on these parts, I just swapped out the colours and added a few tiles there just for a bit of detail. And I guess it probably is the major change, is just the tower itself and filling out this tower. One of the elements I really liked from the original build was this section that they had here, and of course it was all a ruined tower, but I really liked that and I wanted to double that up, and I think that's just come out a treat. And if we have a look at this side here, basically instead of all a ruined tower as it came down, and it even came right down to here, and this was all sort of broken away, filled in that, just copied the design from the front. Of course, just added the Wolfpack shield above the door, changed out some colours here, used this design from the Lion Knight's Castle, extended a bit more of this tile work right up the sides on the front and the back. Just kept this original design here because it's just so good. Why would you change that? Now this tower section isn't modular, so you can't actually get into this level. I was going to make it modular, but then I figured, do I really need to get in there? And I thought, no, I don't have to, so didn't make it modular. There is access through to the top though. If we come around here, you can see that there is a ladder here going up that takes you up to this floor, and then there's another ladder inside there that takes you up to the top. And so it's a bit hard just getting in everywhere with enough light, but you can see there is access up to the top of the tower for these minifigures. And this is where the bulk of the parts I had to add to the build was just filling out this tower, because it was really only the face of the tower before, and just to fill all this in did take quite a number of parts. Bringing in these other awesome medieval sets from Lego, of course the Lion Knight's Castle and the Medieval Village. And you can just see how the ideas for this set just stemmed from these, with these thatched roof, some of the tower design as well, and I just think these look absolutely fantastic together. I guess there's one thing to note here, of course, there's no dragon. Now you can still sit the dragon on the walkway there if you want to do something like this and still incorporate the dragon. Of course you could definitely do that. I just have decided I'm going to display the dragon separate from this build. Now one thing I just wanted to mention, if you're incorporating the original build with these sets, I still think it looks fantastic. You honestly cannot go wrong with the original Dungeons and Dragons build. It's a fantastic set and it'll just look amazing on display with your other LEGO medieval builds. Now I thought it'd be cool just to do another comparison. Of course this is my Creator 3-in-1 castle rebuild. So this one was a complete rebuild, taking ideas from the set but doing a complete rebuild, whereas this one was just a bit more of a slight modification, I guess. But yeah, really happy with these two. Probably don't quite go together as a display like this compared to the other sets that I've shown, but still very stoked to have a castle for my Black Falcons and to have my Wolfden tower as well, and of course the Lion Knight's castle. But I think I've rattled on enough here. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this build? What do you think of the changes I made? What have I done right? What have I done wrong? Put it all in the comments. I'd love to have a chat to you guys about this custom build. And let me know how you think it looks with these other LEGO builds as well. So wherever you are around the world, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for checking out this custom build, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.